gram for gram, what's the best protein to keep on the hoof before shit hit the fan? How much land do you have? Can you process? Do you know how to turn live animals into meat? Gram for gram, if you're starting and you're only doing one man, I would say chicken. It's going to give you an egg every day, and the chicken, when the chicken stops making as many eggs, you can kill that chicken. You can take 20 hens and 1 rooster and have fertile eggs, and then you can take those and hatch those out, or let the mom hatch them out and have more chickens, right? So look at chickens. You're going to keep them for a couple of years while they're putting out all their eggs. A chicken is born with what's called ovums. She has these little tiny things that become eggs, and she only has so many in her body. Different breeds have different ovums, and once those run low, she makes less eggs as she ages. So a lot of egg laying facilities only raise up chickens, and they do their egg laying when they come online, and once they do their molt, they get rid of them. I keep mine for 2 molts. They go through, and you're going to look at those are older birds, right? So they're going to be a little tougher, probably. Think of them as chicken and dumplings, or think of them as dog food, right? If we're having animals, you should really have livestock guardian dogs and fencing. And if you have those, what are you going to feed those? The feed we were feeding our dogs just a couple years ago, when we got, well, not even a couple years ago, Magnus is barely a year and a half old, if that. So just a year and a half ago, Purina Pro Plan puppy chicken and rice, 50-pound bags. They were true 50-pound bags, and they were $47 for a bag of dog feed. That bag of dog feed right now is 47 pounds, and it's $90, right? The dogs worked great on that feed. Even the old dogs I have here were eating that puppy chow, and they're bouncing around like they're 5 years younger. So that's very expensive to feed dogs. And what happens if you can't get dog food? What happens if you can't get pelletized feed? And that's what our last year has been. How do we feed the animals from the property? So think of your old chickens as dog food. Number 2, and chickens, you can put them in an area, you can put them in a pen and just move them 5 feet or 10 feet every day, and they will super fertilize all that. They'll eat the bugs in that area, and when you move them, a month later, when you look at it, the grass over here is 10 shades green brighter than where you're going. So rabbits, same thing. I keep rabbits in cages. Rabbits are super easy. They breed right like rabbits. You put the female in the male's cage. He mounts her immediately, and then they do what's called fall off. Some will grunt, some will snort, some will fart, some will they sneeze when they fall off, but he'll hump her like a bunny and fall over, and you're like, that's a hell of a way to die. He just banged the shit out of that girl, and now he's dead. But they get up real fast. Let them do that 2 or 3 times over the next 15-20 minutes. Put her back in her cage. 30 days, almost to the hour, she will have babies. Put a nest box in a couple days before that. You'll see her start pulling hair. She will make a nest, and she will have her babies. Every one of those babies within 8-10 weeks is ready to eat. I take them at 4 to 5 weeks and put them in what's called a tractor. It's just a cage on grass. And now they're eating grass. And now I have to feed those bunnies. I feed them half as much feed because they're eating grass. When I move them, I put seed down that is better grass. I put down a lot of clover. I put down some other things in there, a mix of about 5, 10, 15 different seeds, depending where we're putting it and what we have at the time. I put deer forage mix down. They eat that, and it's better than just eating fescue grass or eating, whatever kind of grass is down. So you get to a point where that grass always comes back, but you don't want to run over it, right? If you just had a backyard, a normal, let's say you have a 50 by 50 backyard, you're just going to run a pattern, right? So every day you're going to move this tractor, however big it is, 10 feet, whatever. It helps on the feeding. You don't have to feed them as much. It cuts your cost down. You have to look at all these animals as how much pound of feed, how much does that pound make in pound of meat? And a rabbit gets to a point at like 16 weeks maybe, where it's really not going to grow anymore. You're going to spend more to feed it than it's going to produce. So you want to kill it at that point, and that becomes meat. Rabbits and chickens are very easy to do. I think rabbits are easier to process than chickens, but the chicken gives you the egg.
Trying to tear us down, but me and my team, the last of a dead breed, you can't kill us, we move.